Hi, I'm Mark Daly, Global Head of Revenue at Zero Hash, and today I have the pleasure of talking with Anuj Pathala, Senior Director of Business Development at Circle. Together, we will discuss the future of money movement, why stablecoins are transforming industries and the global economy, and how the partnership between Zero Hash and Circle is vital to unlock access to USDC. We'll also explore some real-world use cases where companies are embedding stablecoin rails into their platform while owning that front-end experience. And with that, we'll jump into a few questions. And so I think the first question people think about when it comes to stablecoins is, why do we need stablecoin rails? At Zero Hash, we certainly see traditional payment rails working well in developed markets, but they slow down and become costly for international transactions due to outdated infrastructure and ultimately a lot of intermediaries in that payment chain. And so for customers and for businesses, these inefficiencies in the system lead to high costs due to fee accumulation, blocked funds within that payment chain, but then also just unreliable payment rails with slow settlement speeds and low processing times. And so from our perspective, that's why we see the massive need in the market for stablecoins, because they actually address this problem. They're what I would consider to be a globally accessible payment rail that has real-time settlement, high reliability, and are accessible ultimately to anyone. And so with that, we see our customers and whether it's in payments, remittances, B2B, B2C, they look at stablecoins as that ultimate payment rail that they can use to access many markets globally in real time. And ultimately a lot of use cases built in the back of that. So Anuj, I'm curious, what do you see on your side?
Sure, yeah. I mean, first of all, thanks for having me. I can't agree more. USDC is a regulated, fully reserved digital dollar stablecoin issued by Circle, and it's backed 100% by liquid cash and cash equivalent assets, redeemable one-to-one for US dollars. Now, leveraging USDC for payments provide benefits like accessibility, 24/7, 365 availability, real-time value transfer, near instant settlement, and near zero cost. And as you pointed out, this new internet financial system that's built on blockchains and powered by stablecoins has the potential to address the structural inefficiencies of the legacy system. At Circle, our mission is to increase the global economic prosperity through frictionless exchange of value, and stablecoins like USDC enable value to be exchanged quicker, cheaper, more safely, in more innovative ways across the globe, thereby increasing the financial access for people and businesses.
And so to kind of jump from that into like the real world use cases and what we see in the marketplace, I mean, you and I spend all of our days just talking to customers and actually taking these products to life. Um, on our side, the real world use cases that we see at that level of bringing platforms live and powering these use cases are very much within the B2C and B2B payments. And so we've got customers that are using stablecoins for intercompany payments and settlements.
Mhm.
We've got freelancer platforms that are letting users get paid directly in USDC over their local currency and do that there in more of a instant real-time fashion. And then we have remittance platforms that are using USDC and other stablecoins to actually send payments to hard to reach areas. That could be in like a humanitarian capacity, or even just general payments to within the remittance markets. I think one of the interesting points that we've seen, and I would love to get your insights too, is in terms of these markets that are hard to reach, they have capital controls, that they have inflationary policies that
Mhm.
are difficult on the end customer. Those are also the markets that you start to see crypto utility and actual crypto native people be more open and direct. There's more exchange access. There's more accessibility for crypto products in those markets. Do you see that these users look at these markets as like USDC as like a quasi US dollar account, in that they have access to the US dollar versus their local currency, and that has a huge value add for them in their day-to-day transactions?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have a similar philosophy as you guys on accelerating these real world use cases, and we bucket them into these three buckets. The first one, as you mentioned, in markets with high inflation and capital controls, is about global access to dollars and the dollar economy, and
Mhm.
USDC provides that. The second bucket we put it in is cross-border payments, and that could be B2B payments, supplier buyer payments, could be payroll or a disbursement from a marketplace to a seller. or it could be a P2P remittance transfer from one market to the other. So that's the second use case of cross-border payments where we see a lot of demand for stablecoins like USDC. And the third one I would say is what we call trading or brokerage use case, where people want to load their funds into stablecoins and then use that to trade globally. And that's the benefit, that you're not limited to your market, you can trade globally.
To jump in on why does Circle partner with Zero Hash, I think we can both agree that building stablecoin products is both complex, and that's from a technical and also regulatory perspective. At Zero Hash, our crypto as a service, stablecoin as a service product, we view it as like a value engine where we've built all that necessary technical infrastructure to enable anyone to launch their own stablecoin products. And when you look at what Circle offers today, it's USDC, it's on multiple chains. It's not just on Ethereum, but you're supporting a host of different blockchains. You've got the ability to on-ramp and off-ramp and mint and burn to actually do on-chain settlement. And we're then sending that to another wallet address where we've got to do KYC and KYT on those different transactions. I feel Zero Hash brings a lot of that together for these platforms in that it's a simple API integration, and then we manage all the complex interactions on chain that happen thereafter, while also wrapping together the regulatory aspect of the product. I'm curious to get your view as well, Anuj, on like where you see the value in that in the partnership of Zero Hash and Circle.
Sure, yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree with you. Zero Hash provides a turnkey stablecoin as a service, stablecoin infrastructure platform that includes all those components you talked about. Includes liquidity, custody, settlement of assets and on and off ramps to USDC, while also focusing on that compliance and regulatory infrastructure. So that really simplifies access to stablecoins for companies, whether you are a traditional brand, you're a fintech, or a payment service provider anywhere in the world.
And then to move from that there, like more on the technical side, to like the compliance point, where do you see, at the Zero Hash end, we've been around since 2017. We made a very strong commitment from day one to be a compliance first crypto and stablecoin infrastructure provider. And since 2017, we've built out global licensing infrastructure to service end customers globally. I think one thing that we look back on and we're proud of is our track record over the years, and that's led to success in terms of bringing new platforms live. Groups like Stripe, Interactive Brokers, Shift4. Zero Hash is now the go-to solution for businesses looking to launch these products. But how does that layer back in then to USDC, and what are the sort of compliance first approaches that you have in promoting that product?
Yeah, I mean, we at Circle also believe in transparency and trust and a compliance first approach. For example, USDC, as I mentioned before, is redeemable one-to-one to the US dollar, backed 100% by highly liquid cash equivalent assets. We also disclose weekly reserve holdings for USDC along with the associated mint and burn flows. Additionally, a Big Four accounting firm provides a monthly third-party attestation that reflect USDC's reserve one-to-one. In addition, we've also invested heavily in regulatory efforts and believe in the value of stablecoin regulation. So I would say we are on the same page in terms of compliance first approach.
The partnership between Zero Hash and Circle, we've been able to bring a lot of new use cases to the marketplace. I think we've got a fantastic list of logos that are using both USDC on Zero Hash, and ultimately bringing a lot of new products to people in different parts of the world that might never have had access or financial inclusion before. And one of the things I'm proud of is the fact that we've done this here in a very compliant first manner. We've been able to build like the APIs and the Zero Hash side to make this very easy for anyone to go integrate. And what that's delivered to the end customers is that they can now access these products on their own trusted brand, fintech, payments platform, whatever it is, within that environment that they know and trust as well. So with that, I'd love to sort of wrap it up here with you, Anuj, but anything you want to add to wrap up the conversation?
No, we are very excited to partner with Zero Hash, and we're absolutely looking forward to many more use cases and clients that will power together with stablecoin based products. So looking forward to that. Thanks for having me, Mark.
Excellent. Thanks, Anuj.